Every year, more than a third of the population, or about 100 million people, tune in for one of the most anticipated sporting events of the year, the Super Bowl. And even though roughly half of the teams in the NFL actually have a realistic shot at getting to the Super Bowl, some underdog teams still have a decent chance of beating all the odds and hoisting that Lombardi trophy. Here are 8 teams that have the potential to shock the world and win Super Bowl 55. Hello everyone, and welcome to Sports Surge. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button, subscribe and ring that notification bell for future updates. These teams are, for a lack of a better designation, dark horse contenders. If they were playoff teams next year, would it shock anybody? Not really, and in some cases, they would even win their respective divisions. But to do the improbable and win a Super Bowl in the process, that could be a little bit far-fetched. However, it is possible for them. Number 8. Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns may be somewhat of an underdog, but their ascension to the Super Bowl isn't far-fetched, even though their performance last year was excruciating to watch. However, Cleveland still possesses one of the NFL's most talented offenses. So with that said, that boosts their chance of winning that championship ring. The roster structure for success is that they made a splash in free agency with Austin Hooper. This wasn't a clear need, but it does give Baker Mayfield another weapon in the offense. Cleveland also surged up their offense line with Jack Conklin and Jedrick Wills. They also increased their value with Grant Delpit, who was considered one of the best players in the country during his college years at LSU. And although Cleveland lost Joe Schubert and Christian Kirksey, Cleveland has the same receiving core and set of running backs. Number 7. New England Patriots. Interesting analysis shows that Cam Newton's Patriots have a better chance than Tom Brady's Buccaneers to win Super Bowl 55. The Patriots opted to sign Cam Newton to a 1-year contract this offseason. Despite what is being considered the toughest schedule on paper in the NFL, folks are still sticking with the Patriots as they have the highest win total in the AFC East, which shouldn't be a surprise considering New England has won the division each of the last 11 seasons. New England flashes a 52-15 record in division games and an amazing .776 winning percentage. Brady, however, steps into a much higher division down south with the Buccaneers. New Orleans is the favorite to win the division. Plus, the Panthers and Falcons have reached the Super Bowl in the last 5 seasons, with a tough competition facing off in the NFC South. This might be the grease needed for the Patriots to appear in Super Bowl 55. Number 6. Chicago Bears. Mitchell Trubisky hasn't exactly been coming through during his time in Chicago, but with the Bears' playoff hopes on the line, Trubisky's numbers can only increase as indicators show he did throw for a highly efficient 201 yards during Chicago's 33-27 win over Minnesota. And although they did get off to a slow start, they did have to punt often due to the dynamic performance from both Trubisky and David Montgomery, who rushed for 146 yards and 2 touchdowns with this breakthrough power. Add to that, Allen Robinson, who had been the Bears' most consistent offensive player, the wide receiver is set to continue finishing big plays and breaking more records. That is, as long as his ACL holds, as he did have some problems with that in the past. And also, on field is Darryl Mooney, who is also a formidable contender. Number 5. Pittsburgh Steelers. Though they've been down the last 2 years, we can't reasonably expect the Pittsburgh Steelers to stay quiet for too long. And Lord knows their fans are never quiet, so they have tremendous confidence. It has actually been quite strange not seeing Pittsburgh in the AFC playoffs the last 2 years, but that might be short-lived. The 2 elements that give Steelers a fighting chance for the Super Bowl 55 is the division they play in and the fact that they have a great defense. By playing in the AFC North, the Steelers will get 2 cracks at their arch-rival, the Baltimore Ravens. Regarding their defense, Pittsburgh is rapidly approaching the level of greatness witnessed with James Harrison and Troy Polamalu were putting together Hall of Fame careers. Then TJ Watts is the next superstar pass rusher in the AFC, and safety Minkah Fitzpatrick has a chance to be the finest defensive back to have ever come out of the University of Alabama. Number 4. Denver Broncos. According to analysts, one team with serious potential to change perceptions this year surely is the Denver Broncos. Since they won Super Bowl 50, it has taken them a while to find a starting quarterback they can rely on. However, Drew Lock may surely fit the bill. In regards to their defense, they are set to be fantastic under second-year head coach Vic Fangio. This team should be able to run the ball down everyone's throat with Melvin Gordon joining Phillip Lindsay in the Denver backfield. As long as the offensive line can push forward, even at a snail's pace, the Broncos can win double-digit games and contend with the Chiefs in the deep AFC West. Number 3. Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders' 2019 season could have been better. They finished at 7-9 for the year and didn't move beyond their regular season schedule to get the playoffs. So head coach John Gruden made changes to his coaching staff with the hiring of defensive line coach Rod Marinelli. These two were capable of getting Tampa Bay Buccaneers a Super Bowl win. So placing a wager on the Raiders to win a Super Bowl championship may not be that bad of an idea. The Raiders did get off to a strong start for the season as they went 2-0, but have since lost some steam in their engine, which has dropped their odds. As long as they are on their cooldown, their odds to win the Super Bowl will remain fair. But on the other hand, big names like Corey Littleton is able to shut his opponents down, and if Demarius Randall can play on the back end, in the box, and cover the slot one-on-one, Raiders' odds will drastically increase. They drafted Damon Arnette to give some depth in the secondary and also added Henry Ruggs, who should be vital with his diversity of catching, running, and throwing ability. Other weapons in the Raiders' arsenal consist of Nelson Aguilar and Jason Witten, combined with revamped weapons, the likes of Tyrell Williams and Darren Waller. The Raiders do have the potential to shock the world and reach the Super Bowl. Number 2. Atlanta Falcons. People have been asking, will the Atlanta Falcons rise from the ashes of back-to-back years of Jeff Fisher? Although Atlanta was dreadful to start the 2019 season, they finished the year strong on a 6-2 run after a beyond pitiful 1-7 beginning. This was a team that was in the Super Bowl only 4 years ago, so the Falcons should still have the offensive firepower to give their rivals hell in the NFC South. Atlanta is perceived as the third best team in its own division after the New Orleans Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. With the NFC South division being one of the most severe in competition, if Atlanta holds its own, their odds for Super Bowl 55 glory increases significantly. The stars on the Atlanta roster have ample postseason experience, and since they are the underdogs in their division, they have that surprise attack factor. Number 1. Indianapolis Colts. Indianapolis has loaded itself with a camaraderie from the ownership to the head coach, general manager, Chris Ballard, and tons of talent, starting off with Phillip Rivers starting as quarterback, who can provide the offense with some much-needed energy since Andrew Luck abruptly retired. Then, they play in a very winnable AFC, especially if their defense plays up to its full ability. Fingers point at the Tennessee Titans as being the Colts' most formidable challenger. However, the Titans haven't won the AFC South since Jeff Fisher was their head coach. So, if the Colts clean up in the AFC South and get a top 3 seed in the conference, they'll have a fighting chance in 2020's Super Bowl 55. Who's your pick for the underdog team that actually has the potential to astonish the nation and claim the win for Super Bowl 55? If you feel there's another team that fits the description, be sure to drop your thoughts in the comment section below. And of course, give us a like as that helps us out a lot. Subscribe with the notification bell for future updates.